Good morning, good afternoon everyone. My name is Carlo Collotta and in ABB Smart Power Division, I'm the Global Product Manager for Air Circuit Breakers. Today, in this Tech Talk, we will see how we can reduce unwanted breaker trips in a vessel, even under very stressful conditions for the breaker. In recent years, we have identified an increase in breaker demand in very challenging segments, such as naval application. The overall market is about 650 billion US dollar, with a CAGR of 1.4%. Almost half of this market is in North America. We are speaking about 43% of the overall business. The naval market is a very particular market, and for this reason has specific requirements. The three main requirements are robustness and reliability, operation time increase, and space optimization. Each of these three requirements has a single final goal: to allow the vessel to be always available. In this Tech Talk, we are going to focus on the robustness and reliability topic. The most critical situation that a naval vessel must manage is when there is an underwater explosion. Such explosion can cause extensive damage to the vessel. What makes an underwater explosion so dangerous is that water, due to its low compressibility, is a perfect medium to transmit pressure. In the figure on the right, you can see the shape of the gas bubble created by an underwater explosion and the behavior of the pressure related to it. The pressure has a waveform with exponential decay. The exponential decaying shock wave is propagated as a spherical wave. This propagation is much faster than the speed of sound in the water. Many standards have been created to test systems and verify if the vessel components are reliable enough to withstand an underwater explosion. These standards follow two very different logic paths. Some of them test the entire system, which means the tests are related to the switchboard, while others are related to the component, such as the circuit breaker. Each country has created its own standard with different value. However, the standards most used for the circuit breaker perspective are the three that you can see on the right side. So, IEC 60068, BR 847, and for the UL market, we have Annex SA and Annex SB to UL 1066 and UL 489 respectively. IEC 6068 is the standard most used in Europe and is employed as a guideline to most shipping registers. Testing consists of a shock test with different acceleration value and with a half-scene pull shape. The shock test is done in all three axes and must be repeated 3 times. The ABB circuit breaker that we are going to describe later has been tested at 20 G of acceleration in accordance to this standard. The second commonly used standard is BR 8470. Compliance with this standard is required if the supplier wants to deliver a product to the UK Navy. Compared to the previous standard, there are few important variations. First, we are moving from half-scene pulse to a decaying sinusoidal. We have only 1 shock per axis instead of 3, and the duration of the acceleration is increased from 11 milliseconds to 25 milliseconds. The last important standard for the breaker is for the US world. Here there are 2 annexes, one each to UL 1066 and UL 489, that require specific tests to check the reliability of the circuit breaker. The annexes are Annex SA to UL 1066, used for the air circuit breaker, Annex SB to UL 489, which apply to the molded case circuit breaker. In these annexes, we see an increase of the threshold for the trip unit calibration test. And most important, we must perform some specific tests related to the inclination and vibration. In the normal standard, inclination and vibration are not required, while in this standard, the breaker must be tested up to 30 degrees of inclination, and the circuit breaker must withstand a vibration test with a frequency range from 4 to 33 Hz. Now that we have a clear picture of the market requirements and the standard, how does ABB want to manage this market? For this market, ABB designed a specific family of breaker branded with ML logo. In the circuit breaker world, ML is synonymous with maximum robustness and reliability. All our breakers, Both ACBs and MCCBs have been tested in accordance to the ISC 60068 and up to 20 g of acceleration. We also have the UL 1066 SA and UL 489 SB version for the very large North American market. For over 50 years, ABB has been built shock-proof equipment for navies around the world. The considerable installed base of ships of the world's leading navies underlie the reliability of ABB electrical equipment. Since 1950, the company has been manufacturing circuit breaker with special features not available in the same series of equipment intended for general use. Here you can see feedback from one of our main partners that they count on ABB continuous advancing product to help ensure our success. Everything I have told you here and much more can be found on ABB webpage. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice day.